What's up, everyone? It's Cannan back with another video, and boy, do we have a huge RWBY update to talk about. Sadly, I'm all by myself. I'm flying solo. Jess is at an event right now. So it's funny. We literally just did our final RWBY merch haul from the Rooster Teeth store, which was fun, but you know, still kind of bittersweet in a way, because you know we still didn't know the future of RWBY. I know for a lot of people it didn't look good, but I've always been very optimistic, because whether certain people on the internet like to admit it, much like the I'm not going to say what they really are, but much what the critics on the RWBY critics Reddit like to say is that from what you know, despite what they would tell you, RWBY is a very popular IP. Just the other day, Lindsay, aka RWBY, using the RWBY VTuber thing, did a collab with the girls from V Shoujo. And in that collab was Haruka, Santrea, Henya, Project Melody, Iron Mouse. Now another creator was in there that's not part of V Shoujo, but they are friends with the other ones, and that was Ariel. They played Lethal Company together. Now I know Project Melody is a RWBY fan, and I believe Haruka is also a RWBY fan. And I also believe it's been said that Santrea is a RWBY fan, and so it was very entertaining to watch. I think out of all of them, only Zen and Melody actually streamed it. Zen's is a little bit longer because she streamed beforehand. The whole stream is like 8 hours long, where Melody just started streaming when the collab happened. Zen's is a little bit better because Melody did have some volume issues at first, but it was very wholesome. It was very well received. The chat was loving it. They said it was the best collab ever, and that RWBY, you know, fit right in with everyone, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, is it really RWBY? Is it really Lindsay? You know, and so yeah, it's on Melody's and Zen's Twitch channels. I looked at Henya's, and Iron Mouse and all them, and none of them seem like, even Lindsay themselves didn't seem to stream it on their channels. But yeah, just go to either Santrea or Project Melody's Twitch channels, go to their videos, and you will find them. Very great to see. I really hope RWBY gets to collab with them again, because they did say they would do it again. Now, of course, it's been really wondering what's going to happen with the whole RWBY VTubing thing, because, of course, Lindsay does not own the IP to RWBY herself. The one quick little thing, Lindsay kept on stating that RWBY is 19 in the collab, so apparently RWBY is now 19 by the end of the events of Volume 9. Now, I know not everything that happens in the RWBY VT videos is canon to the show, but I just don't see Lindsay saying something like that and it being wrong. So, anyway, I was at work today, and I knew that Rooster Teeth were doing a RWBY live stream, and you know, a lot of people were sad about it because it was literally the last bit of RWBY that we were going to get until we knew the fate of RWBY. Now, of course, we've got 2 more episodes of RWBY Beyond to go. Me and Jess will try and have up those reactions after those last 2 episodes are released, because we decided just to release the reactions as one whole video. And, of course, we've still got to post our RWBY epilogue reaction. Sorry that's so late. It's just that we've just not had time to really work on it. But I wanted to come home and do this video because during the live stream, of course, people in the chat were going to ask about Volume 10 and the future of RWBY. Now, like I said, I was at work, so I did not get to watch the live stream myself. I certainly reacted when the news was posted on Twitter. But thanks to a content creator on Twitter, their name is Dakota and Align I'm Strange, and their YouTube is also called I'm Strange. Makes great content, makes great RWBY edits and stuff like that. They have graciously posted this on their YouTube channel because I'm not logged into Twitter on my PC. I don't even remember what my Twitter password is at this point. So I'm not logged in on here, so I can't just pull up my Twitter and play it. So I'm going to play it off their YouTube channel. I'm not going to put it on screen or anything like that. I will put the link to the YouTube channel in the description. If you guys want to go check it out yourselves, go show I'm Strange some love. But I'm going to go over these. They're not very long. Hopefully I've got the volume right, because earlier when I was doing my tests, Carrie was echoed. So I had to turn the volume down a little bit because I think my microphone was picking up the speakers. But, yeah. So hopefully I can hear everything they're saying, because I'm not going to wear headphones for this. Actually, nah, I can't get to my headphones right now anyway. So here is what Carrie and the others had to say about Volume 10 and the future of RWBY.
But two, right off the bat, we know there's going to be a lot of questions about stuff. We have a...
Carrie pretty much wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way because he was worried that the chat would just continuously ask about Volume 10 if they didn't say something about it. That way they could move on and talk about other things.
A pseudo update that I think we wanted you to say.
So yes, he mentions a pseudo update.
To kind of pseudo update. Wink to make sure that the entire chat was just not one question the whole time, and we can have fun and we can move on and look back at the things that we've actually done. So Jeff, please take it away.
I can do that. Hey, so I'm sure some people are wondering what's going on with RWBY Volume 10 and what.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering what is going on with Volume 10, and is RWBY even going to be a thing anymore?
Going with RWBY as a whole, and is there any information around that? We're not going to share any concrete news today, but what we can say is that conversations are going very well to find RWBY a new home. We cannot share who just yet, but...
Okay, so already, talks with these partners in continuing RWBY is going very well. Now, of course, Carrie has said this before, but he's been very quiet about it. And also the fact that they're also looking for a new home for RWBY. So they're not just looking for someone to help them make it. They're looking for someone to buy RWBY as a whole. Now, I'm going to back this up just a little bit more again just so I can keep up.
We cannot share who just yet.
Now, that's another thing. They can't share who just yet. Now, personally, I see that as them knowing already that, yes, RWBY has a new home, but they're waiting for maybe the final paperwork to go through, maybe the sale to finally go through before they can say anything. Because I think a lot of people in the RWBY fandom need to remember is that things like this take a while. It's not overnight. You don't just meet up in a boardroom, sign a contract, and boom, that's it in one day. You really have to go through negotiations for this. There's no telling what kind of problem WB has been giving them, more than likely. But the fact that he's saying they're not ready to name them just yet gives me the thought that, yes, that this is it.
Cannot share who just yet, but we have identified some great partners that would be great homes for it. And we hope to share some news in the very near future, like in the next coming week. So it won't...
Okay, so there. So they have found a partner they think would be a great home for RWBY. Hopefully it's not Disney. But we're going to have news for you in the next couple of weeks. That tells me that a deal has more than likely already been made. They just have to wait for the perfect... Not the perfect time, but like they need to wait for something to finalize before they did. Now, of course, I'm not a business-minded person. I'm not a business expert, but something tells me that they're just waiting for something to find. And this is just a guess on my part. This is what my mind is telling me, what my gut is telling me, that they've already found someone. It's a done deal. They're just waiting for everything to be finalized.
Won't be waiting for too long.
Yeah.
And we have all kinds of exciting stuff to talk about. The other cool beat about it is
They have a ton of exciting things to talk about. Once again, read between the lines. There is already something in place.
the wonderful creative team that has been working on RWBY for all these years will still be in the mix as well.
So that is another huge thing. Another big worry that a lot of the RWBY fandom has been having is that if RWBY does find a new home, would CRWBY still be able to work on it? Would CRWBY be able to finish the story? And there we go. This also tells me the fact that they can come out and say, oh yeah, CRWBY will still be a part of it. That tells me right then and there, this is a done deal. Like, it's done.
So we have all kinds of great stuff.
And if I could, without getting more specific, just clarify one thing, because we've been talking with partners for a while now. This is like the next step of that.
Correct.
We don't get
It is an
specific.
update.
It is an update.
Yeah.
It is an
I want to be clear that is an update and not as just saying the same thing.
Right.
Again.
We've been in discussions for the future of Volume 10 for like a very long time.
Yeah.
And what does that look like, and how are we going to see it come to fruition? And then I think where we're at now is, the second we got the news about the shutdown, it went from being like, hey, instead of funding a new season, why don't we talk about acquiring a brand? And what does that look like?
Yeah.
And finding the right home, the right partners. And thankfully, we've had just a wealth of great people who love this brand for so many years.
Okay, so yes, they have been trying to find someone to at least fund the rest of RWBY. Because let's face it, Rooster Teeth has made a lot of bad business decisions. A lot of people blame Genlock and how all that went. That it literally was worth way much than what they got back for it. So it went from, hey, you know how we wanted you to help us fund the next season? How about you just acquire the whole entire brand? And it sounds like whoever this is loves RWBY. They enjoy the show. They're fans of the show more than likely.
Who want to see it continue. So it wasn't a very hard conversation to have.
It was not a very hard conversation to have. So whoever this potential buyer / partner is, they were like, yes, we want RWBY. Yeah, we'll gladly buy RWBY. We'll gladly help you continue it.
What's that?
I was just reading the chat. My favorite comment is basically, there is hope, gamers.
There you go.
And I think that sums it up pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So I'll say this, there is an update, but I can't share the update yet.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it there.
But
Wink,
that's
wink.
good news.
Yes.
That is good.
Yeah, so there we go. They already know. They already know. So at this point, if RWBY was not going to continue, they would have told us here more than likely. The fact that they still have something more to tell us, and they seem very upbeat, very hopeful for the future, tells me that yes, we are good to go. So I want to play this real quick just because you all know me and Jess love Bumblebee. And of course, Barbara was in attendance. I did not know that Barbara darkened her hair. I think it's still blonde, but it's a very dark blonde. Sadly, Aaron Zek was not there, but I'm guessing Barbara was being asked what her favorite moments were, and of course, she says the Bumblebee kiss from Volume 9 was her favorite. And I'm gonna let this play a little bit longer. I'm not going to dissect it as much as the other one, but there's just something that Carrie says that I think is funny.
Bees, the bumblebee kiss, of course. I remember talking to you a lot about that and when that was going to happen, what volume, what moment it was going to be.
It's crazy.
Aaron did the same thing.
Crazy that we made it up right at the last second.
Right at the last second.
Yep. So right there, Carrie is kind of poking fun at the people who said that Bumblebee came out of nowhere and that it wasn't planned and all that. So yeah, that's Carrie kind of poking fun.
Just to appease me, thank you.
Yeah. Woke.
But I remember, I remember when you told me, go woke, go broke.
This was when the Rooster Teeth executives came in and
when they told us we had to do it.
Yeah, see, they're all just poking fun at deniers.
And I was like so nervous and so excited. And then I remember it was Volume 9, Episode 6, and I ingrained that in my brain. And the only thing I was doing to remember it was season 9, episode 6, reverse that, 69. And that just kind of stuck in my brain.
Barbara being Barbara.
But I had been looking forward to that moment since almost the beginning of RWBY.
It was very early in.
Very early on.
We were like, this is where we're headed with it, right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
And I don't think...
There you go. There you go.
Everybody on Team RWBY understands how many times I have watched that scene.
Yeah.
And the first time I watched it, you guys sent me an early cut of it. I was inconsolable. Like you know,
sounds like Barbara was kind of like me. I was kind of inconsolable. I was talking gibberish when it happened. If you watch our reaction, you can see Jess like glance at me.
But it was just the most perfect and beautiful way, I think, to have that happen. The animation, the lighting, the coloring, the music, just everything about that moment, I don't think could have been done any more perfect. So, yeah, that was number one.
Oh, sorry, I just got a text from Paula, who was one of our other animators.
So that's really where they stop at that. Once again, this is also on I'm Strange's YouTube channel. I will post the link to the channel in the description when the video goes up. But yeah, I just wanted to play that because, you know, it's more validation that Bumblebee was planned very early on, pretty much from the beginning of the show's history. And, you know, them poking fun at people saying it came out of nowhere, that they just did it because the fans wanted it, all that. But the main focus of this video is the fact that we now have, like, there's still a lot of people on Twitter posting, like, oh, there's hope, you know, or, you know, please, please, please. If you listen to what they say, they already know. They already know that more than likely a deal has been made. And within a few weeks, could they officially announce Volume 10 with at least a release year? I don't know if we'll get that. But I do think they'll at least confirm that RWBY has a home now. We now know that CRWBY will be a part of the deal. So that also pretty much confirms that Lindsay, Kara, Aaron, and Barbara will return as the voices of Team RWBY. And, yeah, like, guys, this is great. This is the best news we could have gotten. Because, like I said, if it was not going to continue, they would have just told us. They more than likely would have told us here. And, yeah, the fact that Carrie and them, like, really, like, if you see them tweet, they're not worried within the slightest. So, like they said, like, an update has been made. They just can't say right now. So, let's wait a couple of weeks, see what happens, and, yeah, we will more than likely be popping that champagne for Volume 10, and, hopefully we get other volumes, go ahead and get the green light. You know, go ahead and green light Volume 11 and 12, and however long RWBY's going to be. But, I'm excited. I'm very happy. The show means a lot to me. It means a lot to Jess. It means a lot to a lot of people, and I want to see the story concluded. I don't know how far they are. Like, I don't know how close they are to the end, but hopefully we get it. And, you know, I don't think RWBY will end with the main show. You know, a spinoff series would be great. A sequel series, you know, who knows? But yeah, that's really all I've got to talk about. Like, I've been very, very optimistic because, like, I just feel like that if RWBY was never going to come back, I think they would have made an official announcement, and they're still, and, you know, like I said, this stuff takes time. The stuff like this in the business world takes a lot of time, and, you know, it wasn't going to happen overnight. That's why we probably still have to wait a couple of weeks. Maybe there's still stuff getting finalized. But the fact they said, you know, it was not a hard conversation, it's almost like this potential partner and potential buyer was very interested, or is very interested in acquiring RWBY, and it's more than likely who now owns RWBY. Of course, the only thing I'm worried about is, will it still be a web series? Will it still be on Crunchyroll? Will we still be able to do reactions to it once it's under a new buyer and all that? But that'll come with time. Let's at least get a confirmation that it's happening. But I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button. If you're a fan of RWBY, me and Jess do always cover RWBY. Excuse me, getting dry mouth. We do all kinds of RWBY content. It's been kind of slow here recently just because of work and all that, but our RWBY Beyond reactions will go up when the next 2 episodes are up. We will have our reaction to the epilogue up very soon. And hopefully this upcoming week, hopefully if we can get a day off together. And that way we can just finish it up and work on it. Because I had some ideas for it to throw in. But it's only if we can. If not, it'll just be like a regular reaction. We just need to edit it some and do some stuff with it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, like, comment. Tell me how excited you are for this news. And always, guys, this is Canaan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you in the next one. See ya.